Welcome to the Godville. Today I am going to begin a series on biblical people groups. I haven't determined the full scope of the series, but I will start with the Kittim, the Amalekites, and the Kenites. All three are connected to some prophecies in the Bible. Today's episode will be on the Kittite people. The 10th chapter of Genesis has this to say about the offspring of Noah's son Japheth. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. The sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. The Kittites are descendants of Javan's son Kittim, the grandson of Japheth. For many centuries, these were a maritime people settled in Cyprus, which is why they are mentioned a few times in the books Moses wrote. They did not remain in Cyprus, however, so this battle we will read about soon isn't necessarily Mediterranean in its geography. The Jewish historian Josephus recorded that some descendants of Japheth, such as the families of Gomer, Tubal, and Togarmah, first settled in southern Europe before migrating east into Asia. Kittim was one of such families, originally settling lands to the west of Mesopotamia before moving to the Far East. Genesis chapter 10, verse 5 mentions that these sons of Javan settled the islands or the coast. This occurred shortly after the dispersion of the Tower of Babel, when the sons of Javan migrated to the northern Mediterranean. These tribes gave their names to the various cities and islands, such as Cyprus and Rhodes. The Mongoloid families, including the Kittim, did not stay in the Mediterranean, however. Over hundreds of years and many generations, some of these families migrated east into Asia from Cyprus, where they are found today, according to research by Dr. Ernest Martin, formerly of Ambassador College. The descendants of Javan's son Kittim came to Asia sometime after many of their cousins had already settled there. After their migration through Central Asia, the Kittim made their appearance in modern-day northern China and Mongolia under the name Kitan in the 4th century AD. In the 10th century, the Kitan people managed to create a dynasty that subjugated the peoples, including the Chinese, in modern-day northern China. Their territory stretched from what is now Korea to the eastern Kazakhstan, including Beijing, the seat of government in China today. Because the Kitan controlled the overland trade and communications route from China through Central Asia to Europe, China was called Cathay, after the Kitans. The designation first applied to North China, but later designated all of China. It is a name the Russians still use for China today. The people of Manchuria and northeastern China are descendants of Kittim. The Chinese of northeast are tall and fairly dolichocephalic, while the average Chinese descendant from Magog are shorter, slightly darker, and brachycephalic. Those in the deep south are very dark and related to the Southeast Asians. The Japanese are related to this northeastern stock through Javan, their forefather. Some in the south mixed with Australoids in ancient times. These Kitan in Manchuria ruled northern China and Mongolia from Manchuria. They established the famous Luo dynasty. Of further interest is that a tribe called the Kata dwelt in western China, and a nomad tribe of Mongols was known as the Kara Kitan. The Kittim people are not mere Bible trivia, however. They are mentioned in a few prophecies in the Book of Numbers. Under the Holy Spirit, Balaam prophesied about many groups of people, including a messianic prophecy. These are all significant, and at least some of them appear to have end-time significance. Balaam spoke in this regard to Balak on the Israelites in Numbers chapter 24, verse 14. And now here I am going away to my people. Do come, let me advise you what this people will do to your people afterward, in the end of the days. So these are relevant to the last days. On the topic of Kittim, he said, and he carried further his proverbial utterance and went on to say, Woe, who will survive when God causes it? And there will be ships from the coast of Kittim, and they will certainly afflict Assyria, and they will indeed afflict Eber, but he too will eventually perish. There is another prophecy related to Kittim that is linked to this. It is in Daniel 11, when the angel details the multi-millennium conflict between the systems originating from Greece, referred to as the king of the north and king of the south. In Daniel chapter 11, verses 29 through 30, it reads, At the time appointed, he will go back, and he will actually come against the south. But it will not prove to be at the last the same as at the first. And there will certainly come against him the ships of Kittim, and he will have to become dejected. And he will actually go back and hurl denunciations against the Holy Covenant, and act effectively, and he will have to go back and will give consideration to those leaving the Holy Covenant. The first 28 verses of Daniel 11 have undergone fulfillment. This passage is the next in a sequence, so we see here that in the battle between these competing systems, the iron and the clay, in the final victory of the king of the south before the king of the north subjugates the south, This South's victory will largely be with the assistance of the ships of Kittim. We can see from the prophecy in Numbers 24 that this naval fleet will be quite a nuisance for the modern Assyrian. It is quite likely from this that China will be an unexpected ally of the U.S. in a conflict with the forces of New World Order. But as the prophecy notes on Kittim, they too will come to destruction. Just as the empire will gain control of the hidden treasures of Egypt, that is, of America's wealth, after its defeat, so will the empire acquire control over China and the rest of the world. In any case, these and all prophecies are worthwhile reads. In the case of the book of Numbers, future revealed to us well over 30 centuries ago. Really something. If you enjoy this video and the output of my channel, make sure to like, share, subscribe, donate, and comment if you found it worthwhile. Until next time, in your own lives, set sail for adventure.